Hey you guys, welcome to another video. My name is Ada Oma and today we're going to be talking about how I was a farm tech but find myself in the strip club. While doing the story time, I am going to be doing my makeup because I'm going out in a couple minutes. It all started off with me graduating. I got my 4-year degree and it was about August. I decided to apply for jobs in the pharmacy and I was at the stage of, okay, I wanted to get a master's after school, which I did get my master's, but during that time, I decided that I'll also use that time to study for my MCAT. And so while doing all that, I'm still out of college and it's time to make money. So the thing that I thought would make the most sense for me to continue to get clinical skills and still get like medical skills while, you know, working my way into medical school was to work in the pharmacy. My first pharmacy was like up the street from the house, and I actually got held at gunpoint there, so I immediately changed pharmacies, walked around to different pharmacies because I really didn't like it. It was more so like I felt like I was a cashier. They would always put me at the register to like ring up prescriptions, even though I was a fast counter, even though I can do the shipments that came in, and that was really frustrating. I did the pharmacy for 2 years, just frustrated, didn't really like it, and just reaching a point of frustration, I met a friend there. She was kind of like how I felt. Like, we knew it wasn't the best money. This was before COVID, you guys. Like, the money wasn't that great. It was like, being transparent, I started out at $9 an hour and I worked my way up to the highest I made in pharmacy before COVID was like 15, 16 an hour. Like, I was frustrated because I'm like, I have a whole 4-year degree. They know I'm pre-med. They know I'm about to get my master's degree and they do not care. And so basically, I just felt very frustrated. I was tired of always just not having enough money, working long hours, standing on my feet, dealing with really mean customers. Like, people are very mean when they come up to the register when they want their prescriptions and it's not right. Or let's say they are like taking the pills incorrectly and they basically trying to get you to fill it quicker when you know it's not time for your refill. I had to deal with that a lot. Or like, it was just going a lot between the pharmacy, the doctor's office, and the insurance. Like, I was always on the phone trying to figure out somebody's insurance. That stuff is annoying. It's annoying. With all due respect to people who are in pharmacy, it's no shade, but I don't know how y'all be doing that crap. Like, I could not do it. And I would be darned to be a pharmacist because they literally just sit on the phone the whole day. And they really, like, the pharmacists I work with, most of them didn't like their jobs. The guys that did like their jobs were mostly men and they would get in and get out. But the women, they slick hated their jobs. Like, I have another story time for one pharmacist I work with. But anyways, me and this friend, we both knew like this isn't good money. I also like just dropped out of my first hair school. And so I was just like going to the mall. I used to go to Greenbrier Mall specifically and I would watch them cut and I would just hang out there a lot. My friend noticed that and one day she called me. She was like, hey, I'm about to go to such and such club and apply to be a bartender. Do you want to like come with me? Do you think we should go together? And I was like, sure. And so she met me up at Greenbrier and I think together we drove to that strip club because it was kind of like south. And then upon driving to that strip club, y'all, I found myself in line applying to be a bartender at the strip club. Now, that was my first time in a strip club. Yes, I am from Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, I know strip club culture is very normal, but that's not something that my mom ever like put around me, or like my church was up the street from a very popular strip club. But desperate times comes with desperate measures, especially for finances. So I was just like, you know what? Let me just go see, like, let me go with her to the strip club and just see like what the application process is like to be a bartender or to be a waitress. And so upon getting there, y'all, it was popping in there. You walk up to the front, they all sitting down, they're looking at you up and down like, okay, who's this coming up? Because I guess they were doing auditions that day or just open call for like help for bartenders, waitresses, dancers, everything. I remember before we walked in, my friend literally sat in the car and she changed into this really revealing but cute outfit. And I just felt so like, I didn't feel like I was dressed appropriately. It's the strip club. Of course I'm not dressed appropriately. I'm coming from the barbershop where I was literally observing cuts. So of course I wasn't dressed properly. But I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna go. I'm supporting her, but I'm also curious for myself. And so when we went in there, you guys, I told y'all it was that table and they literally watching you. The first thing they make you do is walk. They literally said, okay, let me see your walk. I'm like, walk? Like, if I'm applying to be a waitress or a bartender, what do you need to see me walk for? So my friend goes first and she does a cute little walk. It's cute. It's a cute little walk. And then I go, y'all, I feel so like, bruh, this is not me. It's not me, but I'm gonna do something. So I did a cute little walk and they said, okay, you guys can go. And so they let us go to the back. So we get to the back. I ain't never seen none of this in my life. Girls dancing on the table over there. Another dude throwing money over there. It's the middle of the day, wings being served. I'm just like, oh my gosh. They make us sit like on the side. I sit down and I'm just like, and my friend, she just seems like normal. She goes to the strip club all the time with her and her boyfriend. Like they always go. It's nothing new for her. And I'm just like, you know how you get that feeling like you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing? It started to set in, you guys. Like I started to feel like, I shouldn't be here. I really shouldn't be here. Y'all, I cannot see these eyebrows. Maybe it's the Holy Spirit that was like trying to condemn me. I don't know. But as I sat there, I started to realize, this is not for me. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna support her. I don't necessarily want to do anything here, even for a job, but I'm gonna just support her and just see how this goes for her. So she gets called to like go to the back and basically, I guess, talk to them. She also gave her resume over. I gave my resume over, but I just started to feel like kind of bad, like not for me. But when we left and got outside, I was telling her like, you know, I don't even have a bartending license. Like that's why I wanted to be a waitress. And she was like, you know, it's really not hard to go get one. So that same day I looked up how to get a bartending license. So the next day I apply and I get my bartending license. Tell me why, y'all, I get a call. The call was a rejection. They said no. And to me, that was the Holy Spirit like, Desert, what are you doing? What are you doing? I know you don't like the pharmacy. But let me tell you how God blessed me. It wasn't until about a couple months later, I heard there was an opening in the clinic where I worked. That was where the pharmacy was. And I ended up basically getting an opportunity at the clinic as a patient care tech. And so I got out of the pharmacy and went straight and did that by the special grace of God. And it was much better with the patients. I didn't feel like I was always like battling them. I wasn't always having to get whatever energy came up to me at the counter. I also didn't feel like a glorified cashier. It felt good to just really help these people figure out what health ailment they have, help them schedule their appointment, and direct them to the provider. Like I felt like, okay, this job makes a little bit more sense for being pre-med and, you know, still wanting to get patient care experience and still be in the field. I also like this job because they let me sit down. In the pharmacy, I stood a lot. Like, doing hair and standing is not the same thing as standing at that register or counting pills all day. It's a different feeling when I'm standing and doing hair than when I'm doing that. And they're like, oh, just buy these shoes, just buy that shoe. This is the shoe that I use. I'm just like, no, I don't need to be here. No, because I do hair and I don't complain about my feet. But I always felt my feet hurt with the pharmacy. That's how I knew I just didn't like it. Like my body rejected it. Let me do some finishing touches. And then let's look at the edges too. Okay, so we're just gonna do a quick blend of course, the makeup with the edges. Make sure everything's blending well. Ignore this, you guys. Okay, and then I'm gonna spray with some NYX. so it can last all night. But you guys, that is my story from pharmacy to strip club to patient care tech in a clinic. That's more like it. I will see you guys in the next video. I have more stories and I cannot wait to talk to y'all about them. Thanks so much for watching. Do not, if you sat here and watched this whole thing, forget to like, comment, and subscribe. But I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.